Counterattack back on the road this week. We're here in Illinois. This is Conant High School. We checked in on Conant versus Stevenson this week in Illinois high school water polo, plus college results and much more, all coming up on a brand new Counterattack. Hi everyone, Greg Mescall here. Thanks for joining us on the Counterattack. We're here on location in Hoffman Estates, Illinois. It's a suburb of Chicago. We're here at Conant High School checking out some Illinois high school water polo. Conant took on Stevenson. After the match, it was a good win for Stevenson. We talked with a few of the players from both sides about what it's like to play water polo here and much more.
This past game was really hard for us, but we ended up going with a comeback. We just tried to keep our intensity and focus throughout every single minute, every single quarter. There's not a lot of people that come out from the Midwest. Midwest isn't known for water polo, and just going out there and competing with like such higher skilled players than me is just bringing me a lot of honor.
I always find watching like the Olympic defenders play, I really like how they can shut down anyone, and like whenever you see their faces after they like press on each other, they're really like gassed and they feel like mentally blocked. I find it really great to see.
Success this year would probably be making it back to state and getting another trophy like last year, except this time third, second, or first would be what I'd see for my team going forward.
Then from there, we headed to University of Illinois, Chicago for the St. Ignatius Tournament. Checked out some girls' high school water polo action as St. Ignatius and Lane Tech were getting together. Came down to the wire, a win for Lane Tech. Afterwards, chatting with a few athletes who took part in the game, also took part in the Olympic Development Program and Junior Olympics with their Chicago Park District team.
From like Junior Olympics and the summer season coming off of that, I was a new player when I was a freshman, so I kind of know exactly where these freshmen have been, and I think that I can help them kind of understand like what it takes to really grow in this sport, because I used to be just like them.
Even though like the Midwest is an underdog, I still feel very honored to like represent them. There's a ton of great talent out here, and being chosen to go to places like JOs in California to represent the Midwest is definitely a huge honor, because there's so many great players out here.
And if this pool looks familiar, well, USA Water Polo has been here before. Let's go back to 2015. Remember this one between the USA men's national team and Serbia, one of the all-time great crowds for a USA Water Polo home match. It ended with a buzzer beater, Luka Cupido at the horn to defeat Serbia. Awesome crowd, awesome experience. Looking forward to hopefully bringing Team USA back to the Midwest in the coming years. And now we turn to national team action. The USA women's national team is in Perth, Australia at the FINA Intercontinental Tournament, the first major competition of 2019. Action already underway in group play. Let's get you caught up with all the latest results. First up in Perth, Team USA taking on China, and after a 3-3 first quarter between the two teams, it was all Team USA after that as they go on to the 11-5 victory. Ashley Johnson doing the job in net, making saves like this on the penalty shot stop. Rachel Fatal scoring 3 goals to help lead the offense. Team USA was back in action yesterday against Japan and then closing out group play today against New Zealand. We'll have full highlights of all the action next week here on the Counterattack, as a champion will be crowned this weekend. After the win against China, Rachel Fatal talking with us not about her 3 goals, but about team defense.
Well, our first quarter or so, we were kind of going back and forth, trading goals with them. So we really cracked down on our defense about halfway through, and I think that's what really helped us pull this game away.
And now we turn to the National League. Week 2 quickly approaching. We'll head to UC Davis and the Shaw Aquatic Center. Let's take a look at the schedule for all the action in Davis and the teams that will be competing. Action gets started bright and early when the host, UC Davis, takes on USA Collegiate at 8 a.m., part of a busy weekend of water polo that will conclude on Sunday afternoon. All the same teams from Week 1 in Irvine except USA Academy out, and we'll see Cal in for the first time this season. Results and live stats available at thefosh.net throughout the entire National League season. Now we turn to the world of college water polo, where the national television schedule began this past weekend with Indiana and Michigan. Plus, we get you caught up with the rest of the big scores from the world of women's college water polo. First up, Senior Day in Ann Arbor, Michigan for the Wolverines, and they take out an undermanned Indiana squad 16-8. Abby Andrews continues her strong start in a freshman campaign for Michigan. Here's a look at some of the action from the Big Ten Network.
Andrews takes a look. Andrews has another for Michigan as the Wolverines take it. And they improve to 15-8 on the year as they close out their non-conference slate.
And from there, this past Monday at Stanford, the Pac-12 Network TV schedule kicked off as the Cardinal played host to UC Irvine. This was all Stanford in this one, 16-7. They take it. 6 goals for Team USA's own Mackenzie Fisher in the victory. And from there, it is March Madness, and the UC Irvine men's basketball team looking to make a run in the NCAA tournament. They had support this past weekend in San Jose as the Anteater women's water polo squad put on the caps and were there to cheer on the squad. Unfortunately, Anteaters coming up just short to Oregon. And that sends us off to our Cap 7 college scoreboard, where Brown defeated Whittier 11-7. Long Beach State in a low-scoring affair over Princeton 8-2. San Diego State 2 goals better than LMU. And Sonoma State the 3-goal win over Cal State Monterey Bay. New water polo team alert. Shout out Urbana University in Ohio. They are adding women's water polo. They'll have their first season in 2021. Excited to have a new water polo program. They'll be a part of the CWPA, and they are looking for a new water polo head coach. Now on to water polo on TV, a big one this weekend as number 2 Stanford visits number 1 USC live on the Pac-12 Network. Make sure you tune in and check out that pivotal matchup, a conference game for those two. The sport of water polo, it keeps growing, and we go to the state of Texas and the very southern border of the state of Texas to Laredo, where 2 years in the making, water polo now exists. More from the NBC affiliate in Laredo.
Here is the birth of area aquatics water polo. It's the longest running Olympic team sport.
They won a medal every single Olympics.
And Laredo
The first high school tournament
is getting his feet wet in an entirely new arena they've never seen before.
We're the only ones in the entire city of Laredo that practices and competes with water polo.
More than 2 years ago, Maritza Gomez returned back home from San Antonio, bringing her knowledge of the sport and started recruiting.
I wanted to do something for the community that they could learn the sport, and not just learn it, but also take part in the tournaments.
And now a correction here as we go back to the ODP Girls National Championship in Riverside from the cadet first place match between SoPac Red and Coastal Red. Had a couple of goals wrong. These two scores right here, credit them to Charlotte Riches, able to connect on a couple of goals in the ODP Championship. Apologies for the mistake. Nice job, Charlotte. And now we close out the show as we do every week with our social media send-off brought to you by our good friends at Cobian. We start things off as we do every week with our winner of a free pair of Cobian sandals. Let's see the latest lucky recipient. And this week's winner, HK Flynn, commenting on this Instagram post featuring the first Olympic women's water polo team for Team USA, this being Women's History Month. And HK Flynn going to get a brand new pair of Cobian sandals. Speaking of which, Women's History Month, some special water polo sister history. Only 10 sets of sisters have Olympic medals for Team USA. 2 of those sets, water polo players. Maggie Steffens, Jess Steffens, Aria Fisher, Mackenzie Fisher. Good stuff here via Team USA and Stanford. Gotta shout out that first Olympic team. We mentioned it. Here they are. They went on to win silver, an historic group, back in the Sydney Olympics in 2000. Speaking of Australia, Team USA is there in Western Australia in Perth for the FINA competition. They had a day off recently, got to go to a nearby island, and many photos circulating around social media, but Jordan Rainey might have done it best, posing here with a quokka. This is a small animal that is native to the area, and the appropriate caption, Quokka Flocka Flame. Well done, Jordan. USA men's national team training in Torrance this past weekend via their Instagram account. Make sure you give them a follow. You can check out what the Team USA men are up to. And last but not least, Mackenzie Fisher out here scoring goals, 6 against UC Irvine, and making waffle irons. What can't she do with, of course, the fish in the waffle iron? I have inquired. These are not available for sale just yet. There's only one made. Need to get those on the assembly line ASAP. So there it is, some of the best water polo on the internet this week. Thanks for all your submissions. Keep them coming. Tag us at USAWP. That'll do it for this week's episode. Thanks so much for watching. And don't forget, when you're on the counterattack, even right here in Illinois, look weak side.